mesh, 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 mesh. That's it can come inside on camera one. The podium one. I've turned the podium one to the door. Yes. I'm using them. I'm too dark. Okay. Yeah, let him go to number 2.
problem. We don't have the podium that we're getting is very bad. So we wanted to take it from here. There's possible that we can split the microphone. Yeah. It's then the top. That's the problem. This is lace. If we got a wireless microphone, it will be fine. Now we are doing it.
I'm going to be live, so I'm using my wireless as well.
Oh, you got the wireless?
As well.
But you give us the whole feed. We can.
How are you going to get it? How are you going to get it? I don't know the output.
Oh, don't have the output, yeah? That's unfortunate. Okay, let me see.
I've got IPN, but it's going to my live device.
Oh, you put SDA?
That's on my live device.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Podium.
It's very bad the way this was very, very bad.
What sound?
Yeah.
There's no sound here.
It's more than that it's into all living directions.
Do they have budget for that? Also, no legislature, you go to all the legislatures. These things are old. They must put new stuff.
Yeah.
So, Lina,
Now we need a picture.
the mistake I told them even yesterday, they can't get a feed from this thing because this thing is
Hey, very true from Lina go IT. But it's bad.
I'm from the office of the police.
Okay.
I don't know where from the legislature. But I know the quality. Little radio station that they depend from here. All of you guys.
That's how, hey, they depend from you guys. Bad.
Can you open? It's fine because they're in. Oh, it was dark. Now it's on Martial. Now it's on Municipal's camera. No, it's on number 2. It's fine. It's fine. It was dark. When they were coming in. Okay. But now what are the network issues here? Machian. Machian. Was Carnival that white short? No? Yeah. It's fine, Mesh. Mesh, you are on the white short. It's fine. Sure, thanks. Go upstairs. Photographers. Tell them you don't get a nice shot. Just tell them to move inside. Must get connect the audio from inside. Monitor if you can hear what they are saying. Really? I'm only picking up your receiver. No? Okay, I think it's fine now. And your receiver works. Your receiver works with. It shows. It shows arrows going up and down. Yeah, but now it's on RX. I'm not. I'm only getting sound from mic 1, which is the orange cable. Huh? Yeah, that one is.
You can sit down. Oxygenated.
Yes. Must reach my periphery. To the peripheries. You can ask her, she will explain to you.
Okay. No. It's fine.
She will explain to you, man. I want them to share it.
It's still on the top one. It's on your camera. It's on you. Okay, let me focus again on my mic. No, phone your faith. Phone your faith. The machine there. They are on the same. They are on the. That is why I refer feedback. Maybe they must use one. Because they are not using your phones. Okay, let them kill. Can you kill one phone? You use one. Mashiach, you can leave the call, then you'll communicate via faith. Yeah, you can, because you're in a feedback. Yes.
The audio.
Yeah. No, I need to kill this.
Thank you for
when they speak it will be fine. Now I'm picking up a lot of food. And I think the aircon is on. There's no major what an aircon you're giving me. No, the aircon is on. I think the aircon is because... Did you have a lot of aircon? But it's not my conference call, it's the admin. I can't put the admin on hold.
The Honorable the Premier.
So, I'm not going to...
The Honorable the Speaker.
It's dark. I shan't find on that shore. Is it still dark? No, I'm on my phone. Let me boost it. Go to the white shot.
We shall now take this opportunity to have a moment of silence for prayers or meditation.
No, remain.
While standing,
Go to the white shot.
we shall now call
Go
for
to
the
the
singing
white
of
shot.
the national anthem.
Africa,
Honorable members, guests, good morning. Let me take this opportunity to welcome honorable members and our guests to the 2022 State of the Province Address. I also welcome our guests and the people of Limpopo and beyond who are following the proceedings on radio and via social media platforms. Honorable members and guests, kindly note that precautionary measures have been put in place to ensure that we comply with COVID-19 protocols. In addition to these measures, we further request all honorable members and guests in the chamber to sit at their designated area and to always wear your mask and sanitize. Thank you. Honorable members and guests, this sitting is convened in terms of Rule 13, subsection 1 and 2 of the Standing Rules and Orders of the Limpopo Legislature in order to afford the Premier of the Limpopo Province to deliver the 2022 State of the Province Address to the people of Limpopo.
Okay.
So it is my honor to welcome you, Premier of the Limpopo Province, Honorable Chukwuse Matarata, and the First Lady, Ms. Maggie Matarata. Members of the Executive Council present in the chamber are most welcome. I also wish to take this opportunity to welcome my partner, Mr. Lam, the Deputy Speaker of the Limpopo Legislature, Honorable Jelindo, and the Chief Whip of the House, Honorable Mugunyan. Honorable members of the Limpopo Legislature, members of the National Council of Provinces, and leaders of opposition parties, you are most welcome. Let me also acknowledge the presence of the chairperson of the Provincial House of Traditional Leaders, Foshidi Khali. The kings and queens present here, the executive mayors and speakers of the district municipalities present here. I also acknowledge the presence of the heads of Chapter 9 and 10 institutions in Limpopo, the chairpersons and CEOs of state-owned entities, the provincial commissioner, the director general, and the heads of departments in Limpopo. The secretary to the Limpopo Legislature, Ms. Namuntwa, our guests who have connected via social media and various communication platforms, the media houses, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and compatriots, you are all most welcome. Today is a big day for the people of Limpopo, and everyone in this province is eagerly waiting for the Premier's address. So this time I wish to take this opportunity to invite the Premier of the Limpopo province, Honorable Chukwu Stephen Matawata, to deliver the State of the Province address. Matachi, the podium is yours.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker of the Legislature, members of the Executive Council, the leadership of the ruling party in the African National Congress, leaders of opposition parties, Chairperson of the Limpopo House of Traditional Leaders, Foshidi Khali,
Is it not?
the Mapedi Kingdom,
Should I close it a little bit?
represented by Mawarena
It's
Sakwati,
fine. Perhaps should I close the irons? Or is it?
the Mavenda Kingdom representatives, all our esteemed traditional leaders, former MPs and MPLs, Director General and heads of departments, stalwarts and veterans of our liberation struggle, our Provincial Commissioner of Police, and my special guest, General Uzani Mapaya, Chief of the South African National Defence Force.
Okay, no.
Heads of our Chapter 9 and Chapter 10 institutions, leadership of religious communities, members of the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, allow me, as I start with my speech, to wish a very happy birthday to Ndati Machitle Mamsel from Marulanenga Harazi, Kampafel, who is today turning 105 years old. Honorable Speaker, we are standing before an expiring time. We have been through the West and we have seen the West. We have seen and experienced a deadly pandemic devastating our economy and destroying our people's lives. We have lived through various stages of a pandemic that has stalled progress and growth, a pandemic that has reversed the gains which have been accumulated over the years. The COVID-19 pandemic has led to an unprecedented loss of human life. Many people, particularly those in the informal economy, lost their jobs, and thousands were exposed to the risk of extreme poverty. We have seen a situation where breadwinners lose jobs, fall ill and die. This has left dependents exposed to poverty, the indignity of life without a household income, and related hardships. While COVID-19 caught us off guard, our collective response was swift and equal to the challenge at hand. Nevertheless, we can see a new direction which is being pointed out for us to embrace, and a new journey for us to embark on. Ancient Greek mythologies speak about a life of a bird called phoenix. According to the tale, a phoenix obtained a new life by arising from the ashes of its predecessor. Like a phoenix, Limpopo shall rise from the ashes of the devastation caused by the coronavirus pandemic, in order for it to embark on a fresh journey of economic growth, social development, and prosperity for all the residents of this very beautiful province. Madam Speaker, it is in this context that we meet here today to chart a renewal path for our province, to achieve our aspired growth levels, to support employment creation, and to fortify our fight against poverty and inequality. We need to promote growth-enhancing plans. We are steering our economy to a green, resilient, and inclusive developmental path in line with the National Economic Reconstruction and Recovery Plan and the Limpopo Socio-Economic Recovery Plan. Central to this economic recovery efforts is to position Limpopo as an investment destination of choice for both domestic and foreign investors. This will help to enhance the much-needed creation of employment, particularly for our young people. We are hard at work to strengthen the implementation of the provincial procurement strategy. The strategy promotes the production and consumption of locally produced goods and services. It is through this strategy that we aim to reach the goals of economic empowerment of designated groups, which includes women, youth, and people living with disabilities. We believe that this approach will go a long way in stimulating local economy and creating jobs for our people. Madam Speaker, stimulating the growth of our economy is high on the agenda of this government. As part of our response to the devastation I have referred to earlier on, our provincial socio-economic recovery plan is anchored on the industrialization of the province through mega projects in the manufacturing, tourism, and agricultural sector. This plan will also pay special attention to various fourth industrial revolution support programs. The total investment and intervention by this economic recovery plan is projected around 170 billion rands. This investment and intervention is projected to create over 48,000 jobs in the next 5 years. In addition, the implementation of the Limpopo Industrial Master Plan has also received 208 billion rands in investment pledges from the recently held Limpopo Investment Conference. This will go a long way in helping to industrialize our province and thus creating the much needed jobs for our people. Our approach is to make sure that these pledges or commitments are translated into tangible projects which will create value and impact to the provincial economy. From these commitments already, the Masingita Group had pledged 5.46 billion for the construction of the Limpopo smart city in the Collins Chaban local municipality. And in this regard, I'm happy to report that construction of phase 1 of the smart city has already commenced. This project is anticipated to create 525 construction jobs and 325 jobs. Through an investment value of 1.2 billion rands, Sepate Chrome Mine is rolling out underground mining infrastructure. The project is anticipated to create 350 construction jobs and 600 permanent jobs during food production. I am also happy to report that Ivanhoe Mine is also living up to its investment commitments. Today, the company has already spent 7 billion rands of the 9 billion rands committed on mining infrastructure in the watermelon region. Here, ladies and gentlemen and honorable members, we're not just talking commitment. We're not just talking promises. We're not just talking about something that we are taking. We're talking about something that is already on the ground. We're talking about something that has got tangible evidence that you can see and point on the ground. With an investment value of 250 million rands, the construction of Amazing Hotel in Capricorn region is expected to commence in September this year. This project will create a good number of jobs both during and post-construction. The Shekinah Lion and Game Lodge has already spent 47 billion rands of the 60 million commitment for this hospitality in the Waterberg region. Once in operation, the facility will create permanent jobs through hospitality services. ZZ2 had pledged 128 billion rands for the construction of a pack house in Mopani region. So far, a total value of 128 billion commitment has already been spent. The pack house is expected to be fully operational in April-May this year. This project is expected to create 250 jobs when fully operational. These are all the commitments that were made during the investment conference that we took at the Ranch Hotel. Madam Speaker, through the National Spaza Shop Relief Fund, we were able to support 1,247 spaza shops across the province. This has helped to inject financial support and cushion small businesses in our rural areas and townships against the effects of COVID-19. One of the major investments we have had to make as the provincial government is setting aside 3.5 billion to mitigate against the impact of COVID-19 on the economy and the population at large. The larger proportion of this funding was allocated to the social class, that is health, education, and social development. Madam Speaker, the future of modern economies is premised on accessible and reliable broadband infrastructure. This is about the deployment of high-speed internet access for private homes, businesses, commercial establishments, and public institutions such as schools, and health facilities. It is against this background that we have been working on the deployment of broadband network infrastructure across the province. On the other hand, our national government has recently approved the rollout of the second phase of the South Africa Connect project. The approved second phase will be rolled out using state-owned entities, that is CETA, Broadband, Fraco, Centec, and the industry. This project forms part of government's commitment to bridge the digital divide, especially in rural communities, and advance the digital economy. The participation of the private sector will also address the transformation of the sector by involving all relevant role players in the economic network sector. As a province, through the Limpopo connection, we have completed phase 1 of the broadband project, including the development of investment models and strategies for project bankability and sustainability. The investment partner will be on board during the financial year 2022 and 2023. The partner will assist Limpopo Connection in expanding the network footprint across all corners of our province. The total project investment is estimated at an amount of 1.7 billion rands. Madam Speaker, as a province, we recognize that the information and knowledge supported through state-of-the-art information and communication technology is critical to support service delivery and the achievement of developmental goals. Our approved 5-year Limpopo e-government strategy implementation plan lays a solid foundation for digital transformation in the provincial administration to enhance technical capacity. Our objective is to build a capable and ethical developmental state with the requisite capacity to serve the people diligently. This will help improve the delivery of government services, among other projects. The process to digitize files and records throughout the provincial administration has already been started. This has already been rolled out. For instance, we have started in healthcare e-learning in education and e-licensing service in transport. Another key success is the migration from the analog to digital television broadcasters. Limpopo is now one of the provinces in which the switch from analog to digital broadcasting signal has been completed. The transition will not only make available access to multiple television channels at high audio-video quality, but will also create new job opportunities. Already, job opportunities have been created for local installers and technical support teams in the province. Madam Speaker, a long journey of pursuing the establishment of Municipal Special Economic Zone after a long journey of pursuing the establishment of the Municipal Special Economic Zone, we are proud to announce that finally the project will be officially launched this year. Thank you, Madam Speaker. This follows the granting of the environmental authorization by the relevant authorities. This milestone will unlock the unlimited opportunities for the provincial economy. We have already set aside 600 million rands towards infrastructure rollout on the north side of the project of Musina Town. I think my friend KC Kaunda will be very happy to hear this. The manufacturing, agro-processing and logistic hubs of the project are finally taken off the ground. We are well on track in turning the Musina-Makado corridor into a melting pot of industrialization. In keeping with the global policy shift on energy generation and our commitment to sustainable development, our SEZ has embraced the net zero carbon emission goal to introducing green solar power. In December 2021, the Musina-Makado SEZ secured an investment commitment for the first phase of the energy generation project to install a multi-billion 1,000 megawatt solar power plant to support the meteorological complex. In the same vein, we have made significant progress towards securing water resource for the essence. This includes engagement with Zimbabwe and other SADC member states. We are also excited about the partnership with the Vembe TVET College to build its Musina satellite campus inside the SEZ. The partnership will contribute significantly to empower the youth in technical and vocational training. We really need to retool our young people on our members. That is very critical and better for the needs of our youth. Progress toward the designation of Limpopo towards SEZ is at an advanced stage. The completion of this designation will go a long way in contributing to our employment creation rate. Already, 21 companies with a potential to invest 45 billion rands and create over 8,000 jobs have shown interest in the Limpopo clusters. The first phase of the Limpopo towards the SEZ, covering 360 hectares, will integrate the expansion of an already existing industrial hub, focusing on building a mining input supply precinct. In an effort to strengthen our investment in the provincial industrial parks, we are working together with the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition to industrialize our provincial economy. I am therefore proud to announce that both Seshego and Guangu will host our digital hubs program. This is designed to bolster digital training and create jobs within the broader national infrastructure development. The project will help to equip young people with skills and knowledge to prepare them for the fourth industrial revolution. The hubs will serve as training centers for community members, provide access to information and communication technology facilities, and enable incubation mainly for young entrepreneurs operating in the ICT sector. Central to the objectives of Digital Hub Initiative is to provide the youth and the unemployed access to information and communication technology. The business plan for Seshego Digital Hub has been finalized and Limpopo Connection has been appointed as the operator of the hub. Modeling and layout plans has been finalized. The construction of the Seshego Digital Hub will commence in this financial year at a project cost of 23 billion. Madam Speaker, during the recent State of the Nation address, President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa emphasized that the digital economy will increasingly become a driver of growth and creator of employment. In that context, as Limpopo, we have completed the rollout of the requisite infrastructure, comprising a data center, network operating control center, and a contact center. A total of 52 sites have been connected to the network using both fiber and satellite technologies. The establishment of the Limpopo Science and Technology Park, which is a visionary and catalytic project to transform our provincial economy, is well underway. Once completed, it will be a major driver of the province's competitiveness. Madam Speaker, through the Limpopo Economic Development Agency, LEADER, we managed to provide incubation support to over 100 SMMEs with over 60% youth-owned enterprises. In the process, we were able to create 279 employment opportunities, benefiting youth, women, and people living with disabilities. In addition, we were able to provide similar developmental support to 100 cooperatives. 32 of these cooperatives are youth-owned. This tailored support of cooperatives assisted to sustain around 690 employment opportunities. Don't forget that last year we spoke about youth master plan. Now we are adding meat, we are adding flesh to that business. We are operationalizing it. We are proud to announce that we have assisted around 77 youth-owned enterprises to access development finance. Development finance is a necessary startup assistance that most emerging businesses need. Mining is one of the strategic economic competitive edge of our province. It is in this context that through a partnership between Corridor Mining Resources and Sephatic Coal Mine, the mine is now expanding and growing underground. Once fully operational, this mining project will contribute to the economic development and empowerment of the surrounding communities and the province at large. When it reaches full operational stage, the mine will be able to produce 30,000 tons of chrome ore per month, creating around 500 direct jobs. Through Corridor Mining Resources, we are also in the process of finalizing the second phase of public participation that will help towards finalization of the application of the mining rights of Limpopo Chrome Mine. In this regard, we have completed a bankable feasibility study, and the results are positive. This means that there is enough chrome ore that can be mined for a period of at least 6 to 7 years through the underground mine system. Indeed, Honorable Speaker, I think these are good news for the people of Limpopo. Madam Speaker,
there are 15 us.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Lieutenant has got a new look. our recently convened Mining and Energy Conference, a resolution was adopted that all the mines that were placed under care and maintenance in our province should be reopened for production. Following the conference in December 2021, the joint venture partners in Bukuni Platinum Mine, Akata Resources, and Anglo-American Platinum announced that they have entered into sales agreement with African Rainbow Minerals. This transaction is still subject to regulatory approval. We expect the process to be completed this year, creating around 3,000 jobs. The local mine already has new owners who have commissioned an independent study towards opening production very soon. We hope to see the mine reopened and operating to full capacity, creating the much needed jobs. The BS continue to invest in the province, and because of this investment, the life of its mining operations in Musina is extended to the year 2046. That is about 24 years from now. Honorable members, as part of our strategy to ignite the broiler production and processing industry in Limpopo, we are now finalizing signing a lease agreement to operate the Limpopo chicken abattoir. I can confirm that this state-of-the-art abattoir will finally start operating around June this year. This facility will open doors for aspirant and existing broiler producers in the province. It is expected that the operating of this abattoir will create around 500 jobs through the entire value chain. The facility will itself create 150 permanent jobs. With regard to Chivase, Mukumbani, Chi estates, we are looking into the possibility of replacing tea with a more viable and profitable commodity that will sustain the project and restore jobs for that local community. It is very clear for us, honorable members, that tea is no longer that kind of commodity that can actually the supply that can actually create a demand that will the necessary or the required supply that we are having currently in that area. So that concept of the demand and supply following the demand and not vice versa is actually being emphasized here. You must have a situation where you create for a particular market, where you produce for a particular market. You don't just produce and say that I want to operate in Japan. You produce because you know that there is demand for the product. So that is why we are saying we need to change to diversify the product and produce something else that can cool or create its own demand. We have previously spoken about the resilience that we witnessed in the tourism industry in the past 2 years. Tourism in Limpopo contributed to economic growth and employment. As we are well aware, COVID-19 impacted negatively on the tourism sector. The tourism sector recovery plan, which is incorporated into the Limpopo Socio-Economic Reconstruction and Recovery Plan, has facilitated implementation of key projects aimed at achieving recovery in the tourism sector. We are looking forward to the sector benefiting from the easing of COVID-19 restrictions and reaching population immunity through mass vaccination. The Limpopo Tourism Agency will continue leveraging on major events and partnerships such as International Golf Event, Limpopo Championship, and the DSTV Premier League. These events have in the past and even now continue to profile Limpopo as a great tourism and sporting destination. In the same breath, we are also calling upon our municipalities and the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture memorandum to ensure that Sukukune United is back in the province. But it is currently playing elsewhere in Gauteng due to the fact that we don't have facilities in Sukukune. The club must come back, so we need to sit down and see that we've got a facility that can be done. Madam Speaker, about 3 months ago, our people participated in a democratic exercise to elect new municipal councillors. As always, our elections were incident-free and credible. In this regard, I want to thank all stakeholders, including the independent electoral commission, in the province, the police, traditional leaders, and school governing bodies for their contribution. I also want to take this opportunity to commend all the political parties and independent candidates who participated in this election. Your participation is important for the growth of our democracy. I have already reminded our newly elected councillors that their election to different councils is not a party political achievement or a personal achievement, but an invitation to serve the people of Limpopo first and nothing less. Our councillors have been elected to ensure that the people have clean drinking water. They have been elected to ensure that municipal finances are managed prudently and are accounted for. They have been elected to ensure that there is regular refuse removal in our community. The mandate of our councillors is also to ensure that our municipalities stimulate local economic development or local economic growth so that jobs and other opportunities are created in that space of our governance. As the provincial government, we are working closely with South African Local Government Association to implement the municipal back to basics approach. In line with this approach, we expect municipalities to put people and their concerns first and ensure constant contact with communities through effective public participation platforms. Create conditions for decent living by consistently delivering municipal services of the right quality and standard. We expect our municipalities to be well governed and demonstrate good governance, cut wastage, spend public funds prudently, hire competent staff, very important, hire competent staff, ensure transparency and accountability, ensure sound financial management and accounting, and prudently manage resources. Honorable members, our municipalities are also expected to play a leading role in executing the district development model, which is being championed by our own President Matamela Serolo. We are saying this because every single development that takes place in our country does so on a municipal space. There is no development that can happen outside municipal space. Madam Speaker, municipal infrastructure development is a key driver for growth and development and a critical enabler of economic growth. The development of infrastructure, particularly infrastructure at municipal level, contributes significantly to human development, poverty reduction, and the attainment of the development goals as captured in the Limpopo Development Plan and the National Development Plan. Our municipalities are expected to invest more in the development and maintenance of water sanitation, electricity, and road infrastructure. That is why, Madam Speaker and Honorable Member, that through Road Agency Limpopo, as the provincial government for Limpopo, we have managed to fix the roads in Mapelering Township in Malawi. Because we believe that government is one, and government must complement and supplement each other where there are roads. It is for this reason that we continue to support and monitor how our municipalities perform on their spending of the municipal infrastructure plan. As you know, the MIG aims to eradicate municipal infrastructure backlogs in poor communities in order to ensure the provision of basic services. In the past years, our municipalities have been performing above expectations with regard to their MIG spending. However, since the advent of COVID-19, MIG spending has been negatively impacted. By December of 2021, our municipalities had spent just over 51% of their MIG allocation. This was against the mid-year target of 54%. Despite this, it is, however, worth noting that there are municipalities which have performed well with regard to their MIG spending. And these municipalities are Capricorn District Municipality at 55.1%, Elias Mutuality Municipality at 56.1%, Lowbed Local Municipality at 63.1%, Marule Local Municipality at 63.8%, Makado Local Municipality at 66.5%, Collins Chaban Local Municipality is the star, one of the stars, at 92.1%. Only after Greater Zani Municipality at 94.1%. We cannot overemphasize the significance of spending on infrastructure, as this is directly linked to service delivery, particularly the delivery of basic services such as water, electricity, and sanitation. Honorable members, one of our standing commitments has been to ensure that our municipalities are well governed and that finances are properly accounted. We will continue to work with our municipalities to ensure good corporate governance in that important space or sphere of our governance. The recent municipal audit outcomes show that the governance and the financial management of our municipalities is improving. We have come a long way, ladies and gentlemen, and honorable members, since the days of adverse and disclaimer audit opinions. The latest audit results by the Auditor General shows an improved picture. For the past 2-3 years, Limpopo has proved to be a disclaimer-free province. Out of the 19 municipalities Out of the 19 municipalities whose audits have been completed, 14 have received unqualified audit opinions, with only 4 qualified and 1 clean audit. In this regard, I would like to congratulate the Waterberg District Municipality for achieving a clean audit for the 2020-2021 financial year. The audit process is still going on for Mbani District Municipality, Sekokune District Municipality, Fetahorutuba's local municipality, Greater Giyani local municipality, Mohalakwena local municipality, Lepalale local municipality, Veladela local municipality, and Pulukwali local municipality. Honorable members, as a province, we pride ourselves in the institution of traditional leadership, with which we continue to work together and enjoy cordial relationship and guidance. In the past 2 years, the institution of traditional leadership has had to make unprecedented but important decision to suspend the annual program of initiation schools because of the ravaging COVID-19 pandemic. This contribution has helped us to protect the health of our people and to save lives. In the same way, I'm happy to announce that the province has finalized the establishment of the Provincial Initiation Coordinating Committee. We have established this in line with the dictates of the Customary Initiation Act of 2021. This will assist us with the coordination of all initiation schools, practices, and activities. We are finalizing the amendment to the Limpopo Traditional Leadership and Institution Act to align it to the Traditional and Khoisan Leadership Act. We are also working on a plan to establish traditional councils in line with the provisions of the new Act. We will also continue to provide infrastructure support to traditional leaders. To that effect, I am pleased to report that the construction work of traditional council offices is proceeding very well. Recently, we completed the construction of Masia, Papu, and Dito Machidi traditional council offices. The completion of Mogato traditional office is underway following the termination of the previous contractor due to poor performance. The new contractor is already on site and Shumo Uchawagia. Tahula Masulo. In the next financial year, we will commence with the construction work for the following traditional council offices: Papuliwa Matala in Capricorn, Majeje and Rapaselo in Mubani, Papuina Bamatsepe and Manoke in Skuli, Tabana in Vembe, and Papuini traditional council in Waterberg. There is no doubt that we are well on track in ensuring that we help this important institution of traditional leadership to carry out its work as custodians of our culture and traditions. In the same way, we are concerned about the challenges that continue to characterize the institution of traditional leadership, especially the Three Kingdoms and other traditional councils across the province. As we have always said, the vacuum created by these leadership uncertainties continue to cause governance and leadership instability in the affected traditional communities. Once more, it is our call that we resolve these problems. taba tša mošate, mathata a mošate ga a lokiše ke ba mošate. Rena balata, rena basanka, rena setšhaba, re kgone mašalama. Babedi ba bolela ba re ge mošate o tswile seka balata ka moka re a šala. Education is the backbone of education is in the backbone of the economic growth, development, and prosperity. It is in this context that as government, our task is to ensure that access to education, particularly basic education, is not unnecessarily impeded. We do this by monitoring the implementation of policies that support the opening of doors of learning. These policies include the no fee school policy, the school nutrition program, and the scholar transport policy. In addition, we are working to ensure that those who enter our education system are assisted to succeed. We do this by availing supportive schooling infrastructure, ensuring that schools have well-trained and qualified teachers, and by ensuring that learners are supplied with relevant learner-teacher support material, among other measures. Madam Speaker, the 2021 grade 12 results have given us a cause for concern. This has also given us an urgent assignment to focus our attention on education. We are worried that overall pass percentage has dropped to 66.7%. Nevertheless, despite all that, the quality of our results remains low. It is no surprise that Limpopo has featured in the top 5 provinces which have produced the most bachelor classes. Even more notable from our result is that for the first time in many years, there is not even a single published book that has produced a 0% pass rate. Madam Speaker, as I have alluded to earlier on, this drop in grade 12 result should be arrested and must be arrested. To that effect, I am convening a provincial education report next month to help us find long-lasting solutions to this challenge. The work has already begun with my office convening technical committee workshop with experts and stakeholders in education last week. The envisaged provincial education report should, amongst others, focus on holding accountability sessions with the district and second managers on performance of their respective districts and seconds. Intervention strategies to improve learner performance across the system. Hold those responsible, more especially the principals, accountable for underperformance in accordance with the provisions of the law. Provide support to schools in implementing promotion and progression policies. Implement focused intervention strategies to improve learning outcomes across the system. In particular, provide support to progress learners and other learners at risk. Madam Speaker, in the past few years, we have given focused attention to some key infrastructure projects across the province. This includes the construction of the Limpopo Academic Hospital, the construction of the commercial theatre, the delivery of housing units for the poor, the relocation of Scrivener district offices from Capricorn to Scrivener district, school sanitation structure, the eradication of pig latrines in our schools, and the construction of traditional council offices. We are making visible progress regarding all these infrastructure projects. With regard to the construction of the academic hospital, we are grateful to the Polokwane local municipality for a piece of land they have since donated, which will be our construction site for this state-of-the-art facility. This will be a site for a 488-bed hospital constructed with associated clinical support. Over 4 billion has been budgeted for the construction of this facility. I am also in the process of interacting with the national government to expedite the implementation of this project. The same way, the youth of our province and the artistic community at large have been waiting too long, or for too long, for a visible and meaningful progress with regard to the construction of the Limpopo Community. I am able to report here today that the Polokwane local municipality is at an advanced stage with the process of township establishment at the Malapa, which is earmarked as the site for this project. A total of 123 billion has been set aside for the construction of this project. The construction is earmarked to commence in the second quarter of the year 2022-2023 financial year. Regarding school sanitation infrastructure, for the period under review, we have managed to complete sanitation infrastructure at 185 schools across the province. Construction of similar infrastructure is still underway at about 27 more schools. We have re-advertised for the construction of additional 47 new school sanitation infrastructure for the year ahead. These school sanitation projects are being implemented with a budget of 455 million. In addition, our partnership with Mvula Trust is implementing sanitation projects at about 203 more schools across the province. This project is implemented at the value of 162 billion rands. Honorable members, the delivery of housing infrastructure is part of our government's agenda to restore the dignity of our people, particularly. For the period under review, I am able to report that we have delivered 3,108 houses to the poor and the needy. This means that over 12,000 more people now have a roof over their heads. In addition to this, we have delivered around 1,948 fully serviced sites for those who are able to build houses for themselves. The envisaged relocation of the Skukune district offices from Luwahomu to JKS in Skukune is at an advanced stage. Following the delays in the securing of community solutions, I have appointed a high-level task team of 3 MECs to lead this project. I am here to report that they have since found each other with the traditional leadership and are finalizing the necessary community resolution for this project to commence in earnest. It has been very difficult, I must say, honorable members, to reach this particular stage. Quality road infrastructure is an important enabler for growth and development. It is in this context that building new roads and maintaining our existing road infrastructure is a priority for this country. Through our road agency, Limpopo, we continue to build quality roads that make lives of our community better, whilst realizing or raising admiration, for the rest of our country. On the 8th February 2022, we hosted the President of South Africa, His Excellency Matakela Ramaphosa, who witnessed the state-of-the-art road constructed using labor-intensive methods. During his recent State of the Nation address to Municipal, President Ramaphosa expressed delight at the manner in which the road was constructed. In his way, the President said, and I quote, "This road was constructed using block paving and other materials, which is a method that enables us to build durable roads faster and more effectively." Accordingly, I can proudly report the following progress on some of the road infrastructure projects we committed in the previous State of the Province address. The rehabilitation on road T1589 from Rakobokana to Ramakhat and Ifred in Cape Town district is at 98% completion. The rehabilitation on road T2537 in Pench in Skukuni district is at 51% completion. The rehabilitation of road T4150 in practice here in Skukuni is at 65% completion. The rehabilitation of road T11 at Hamamaila Kulobetona, connecting the R81 in Mufani district, is at 58% completion. The rehabilitation of 27-kilometer road T3840 from Giyani to Palabora in the Mufani district is at 67%. I am also happy to announce progress with regard to the construction of a new bridge on road T2219 in Stielgrond, which is in the preliminary design stage. The construction of bridge 6116 in Magulet is at 99% practical completion. The rehabilitation of road D3200 Levaka Mhlabane from Levaka to Mhlabane is at 56% completion. The rehabilitation of road D11 Hamamaila Mubani is at 58% completion. The rehabilitation of road T4 Eli Malamula is at 59% completion. The rehabilitation of flood damaged road T4240-7 is at 49% completion. The rehabilitation of 40-kilometer road on road T1483 Messina to Pondrift in Bambi, 40%. The upgrading of road T2922, T2919 from Kirong to Chicago is at 99%. The upgrading of G3727, G879, G1356, Mashamba to Shitale to Moribe is 100% completed. The upgrading of the road T3688 from Ubi to Chitse Mbembe is 100% complete. The upgrading of road D4253 in Hamasemola is 100% complete. The upgrade of road D3187 and D3843 from Magera to Makuva, Mopani district, is 100% complete. The upgrading of road D3 200 from Mopakwaida to Mawa, Mopani district, 100% complete. The upgrading of road D3377 from Limpopo to Matala, Cape Town, 98% complete. The upgrading of road D3232, D50, and D3150 from Moribe to Scosses is 93% completed. Honorable members, during 2022-2023 financial year and the 2023-2024 financial year, we will commence construction work on some of the following units. D4180 Atom Mine has left to Ndimule. D4109 from Mamadonia to D885 in Capricorn District. D3278 Lobe Hospital to Battlefield in Capricorn. D3561 Sohole 1 and Sohole 2 Masera Nature Reserve to N11 Vaterfall in Waterberg. D4260 Malope to Kokwani in Kukul. D3669 Mabunga Access Road in Bembe. D3734 Tatama Road in Kokwani. D4090 D4093 D40949 and 96 Malimat Road in Capricorn or Malimat D4199 Apel to Kangkwan to D4190 in Skuku, D3436 D3428 G5007 Karamshwana Karammetwana Karamukwana in Capricorn. D3248 Tapani access to Nameto and Mupani. D4283 the cow to Malaka in Skuku. D3671 Musekwa to Maraniko in Bend. Madam Speaker, the complementary relationship between quality road infrastructure and reliable public transport system cannot be overemphasized. It is with this regard, or it is with this in mind, that we are continuing with the implementation of the Great North Transport Turnaround Strategy. This strategy is aimed at repositioning GNT as the most reliable, affordable, and sustainable public transport entity for the people of Limpopo. This strategy has or is expected to have to assist a vast majority of the people of Limpopo, because the vast majority of the people in Limpopo depend on GNT buses to commute daily to various destinations and for various reasons. During the year under review, we have approved additional recapitalization amount of 260.5 million rand to support GNT's financial and operational recovery plan. And here we are not just throwing money to GNT. We are funding a plan, a strategy, a recovery plan, turnaround strategy, which will be quantifiable. Once you say you call it a plan, it means it has got time frames. So the question for how many years becomes very honorable members. Honorable members, the relationship between quality outcomes and supporting school environment is critical. It is for this reason that we are proceeding to deliver on our commitment to build high-quality school infrastructure. In this regard, I am able to report that construction work is progressing well at the all-days primary school in Durban. Progress on the project is at 54% completion stage. Construction work is at 55% for Limpopo primary school in Limpopo. Progress on the construction of Marubi primary school in Lamela Municipal is at 30%. Construction is also proceeding well at Bidela primary school in Guyana, Naledi Miso secondary school in the Halaubi, and Matlaraube primary school in Bodasu. All these projects are expected to be completed in the 2022-2023 financial year. Madam Speaker and honorable members, for a rural province such as ours, which is blessed with an abundance of arable lands, agriculture has to play a leading role in the growth and development of our economy, and ultimately in creating more jobs for our people. Our plan for the rehabilitation or revitalization of agriculture and agro-processing value chain is anchored on 4 objectives, which include the task to increase production through revitalization and expansion of key commodities, ensuring the transformation of the agricultural sector through the promotion and support of black producers in key commodity industries, increasing the participation of black producers in the domestic and export market, broadening and increasing the participation of black producers in the agricultural value chain. Last year, we spoke about the program of the revitalization of irrigation schemes as part of our task to increase agricultural production and improve food security. We have since made meaningful progress in this regard. The Mohalatan irrigation scheme has planted over 18 hectares of cotton and 30 hectares of dry beans in 2020-2021 planting season. The 2020-2021 production season created 50 seasonal jobs. With regard to our commitment to develop value chain in respect of grain and cotton in Scotland, vegetables in Mumbai, red meat in Waterberg, and potatoes in Capricorn, I am able to report that red meat farmers on Tweefontein communal land under Mhalapena red meat cluster were assisted with livestock infrastructure, which includes fencing, animal handling facilities, and water source development. Emerpan farmers under the Dimule Mokopong red meat cluster operating on a total of 5,415 hectares received support to address the water problem on the farms. The support included water abstraction system and reservoirs, reticulation lines across the farms, and a multi-purpose facility for the storage of animal production. The Vetworth Farmer Production Support Unit is expected to expand the support for these red meat farmers. The Farmer Production Support Unit will provide a cluster of services which include livestock auction facility, mechanization services and training center for the farmers. We have completed phases 4 and 5 of infrastructure support for vegetable farmers in the Travelot, Sulwani, and Priska cluster under the Mapalabora municipality. Masala farmer production support unit is currently at 90% completion, and it is expected to provide services to the farmers in the cluster and surrounding areas. The services relates to production inputs, mechanization, value adding, training, marketing, and technical advice. And in Cape Beacon district, we have provided support to 4 potato farming projects to support agricultural production and job creation. Madam Speaker, with regard to the revitalization at the Zebediela citrus estate, we have since concluded a partnership agreement between Biatlani, CPA, and Human Stock Cooperative for the revitalization of the citrus orchard. And I hope I will collapse. We are working in partnership with the Impact Catalyst to develop a master plan for the sustainable development of the Zebediela estate. It is envisaged that the master plan will be completed in the new financial year to support several enterprises with various private investors. As part of our program to introduce and support young people into the agricultural sector, we have placed 120 young unemployed agriculture graduates on a commercial farms to equip them with practical experience. Madam Speaker, there can be no denying to the fact that there is a close relationship between the health of our people and the attainment of social and economic goals. A healthy nation is a progressive nation. Our government is therefore committed to the task of health promotion, prevention of diseases, and providing rehabilitative services to those who are ill. There is no doubt that COVID-19 has presented itself as the biggest public health threat of our time. Defeating COVID-19 is therefore a task at the apex of our priorities. Currently, vaccination is our most effective weapon to fight against this killer pandemic. We are simply not spoiled for choice when it comes to weapons against COVID-19 pandemic. Our province has done fairly well when it comes to the assignment of rolling out life-saving COVID-19 vaccines. As things stand now, Limpopo has managed to administer 2.9 million COVID-19 doses, and this represents an adult first dose coverage of 52%. The more pleasing news is that with regard to the age population of 6 and above, we have managed to fully vaccinate 68% of that family. I need here to commend the municipality of Tabazimbi, Municipal, and Letaba, who have done extremely well with regard to the task of vaccination. Letaba has recorded 68% full vaccination. Municipal has recorded 75% full vaccination, with Tabazimbi leading at 81% full vaccination. Except for the three, all other municipalities have equally performed well, averaging from 50% to 67%. The worst performers are Collins Chavani at 36%. Prime Morale at 41%, but we know Arishwa Chavani. At 41%. I want to challenge leaders in these municipalities, from political leaders, religious leaders, traditional leaders, and business leaders to work together in driving the vaccination message. There is no better defense against COVID-19 other than being fully vaccinated. We have since expanded our vaccination program to the primary health care centers. In this regard, we have 200 primary health care centers which are offering COVID-19 vaccination on a daily basis. It is because of our aggressive vaccination campaign led by our only one and only MEC, Kokiramatula, and her team. Oh, it's a fighter. I see. In this regard, we have 200 primary health care centers which are offering COVID-19 vaccination on a daily basis. It is because of our aggressive vaccination campaign that we have managed to reduce COVID-19 mortality rate and admission in our facilities. This has helped us to lessen the impact of COVID-19 in our facilities and our provincial economy. I call on those who are not yet vaccinated to go out and take their tests. Evidence has proven that vaccines save lives. Madam Speaker and honorable members, when this government was inaugurated, I promised the people of Limpopo that we were to embark on an important journey of building a capable, ethical, and developmental state. In this regard, we committed to fight against corruption in government, wastage and mismanagement of public resources. We also committed to fight against inefficiencies and red tapes in the system. We believe that a capable, ethical, and developmental state will enable us to realize the developmental objective contained in the Limpopo Development Plan. When we are called upon to act against corruption, maladministration, mismanagement, we do so without fear of it. We do so without regard to a person's social state or status in government or in society. Recently, the Special Investigation Unit, the SIU, has released a report relating to the probe on the allegation of misuse of COVID-19 funds across all spheres of government, including our province. I must state here that the SIU has also indicated that in the country, it is only the Limpopo and the Western Cape that has got the list of irregularities. I also wish to commend all whistleblowers across our provincial government departments who sounded the alarm and provided information to the SIU investigators. We commend you for your patriotism. I agree with President Ramaphosa when he said the submission of the final report is an important step in our fight against corruption in the public and private sector and against maladministration. For our part, as the Limpopo provincial government, we are committing to the full implementation of the recommendation made in the SIU. In fact, we have already started. We have already instructed that those whom they say we must charge process has already started. In this regard, we will work with the National Prosecuting Authority to support all illicit prosecutions of wrongdoers. We will support the Asset Forfeiture Unit in their mandated task of recovering every single cent which was stolen from our company. We will ensure all recommended disciplinary proceedings take place swiftly and without delays. No one will be shielded from accountability and resultant consequences. The theft or misuse of public resources is a cancer that we are committed to avoid. Like I always say, we are winning the fight against corruption, fraud, and maladministration. Our fight against the toxic mix, or that toxic mix, is serious and will never be deterred from fighting on. Honorable members, Limpopo provincial government is committed to promoting better accountability, prudent and effective utilization of public resources. We are committed to enhance the performance of government departments and institutions for better and improved services for the residents of Limpopo. We made a vivid commitment to the people of Limpopo to continuously improve the financial performance of our provincial government. Evidence is showing that we are living up to this commitment. The financial performance of our government is improving for the better. In her own ways, the Auditor General said this about some of our government departments and entities. A culture of basic accounting discipline embedded at the provincial treasury, the office of the premier, the provincial department of transport and community safety, and the Limpopo Gambling Board enabled them to sustain their clean audits. We also commend the provincial treasurer, which achieved a clean audit outcome for the 5th consecutive year. That is it is against the above mentioned background that we have adopted special measures, including the sharing of best practices and targeted support to assist the Limpopo Economic Development Agency, the Department of Health, Department of Education, and Gateway Airport Authority Limited to improve their audit outcomes. Because out of all the 15 provincial entities, it's only that 4 that got qualified audit opinions. No disclaimer, no answers. The rest got unqualified and clean. I remember, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, when we first landed in 2013, the instruction that the Premier got from the then President was that, Premier, we are no body. Go and correct that situation. The only thing that I want out of you is to stabilize the finances of this province. And today, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, I want to say to the people of Limpopo, we will never ever go back to 2013. Our financials are stable, systems are in place, and there's no reason that anybody who takes over after us can reverse the progress made. Honorable members, we need to recognize the role played by military veterans in our struggle for freedom and democracy. honoring their sacrifices, I have established an interministerial task team. Oh, okay.
Honorable Madam Speaker, I'm just saying, taking advantage of the Indian speech. Since what they said we are moved to voting in 2013, I can't refer because I can hear yes, it's done with corruption. I can't refer just half an essay that is understanding. Just half an essay, not a essay, half an essay. Half an essay.
The person to be arrested on the
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, I want to respond to Honorable Butani was well that she's not allowed to touch the evidence. What is your yes. Honorable,
We have already had fruitful engagement with various organizations representing military veterans. The provincial government is finalizing a plan aimed at programs that would uplift and enhance the living conditions of our military veterans. Limpopo is known and revered across the country and beyond for being a province, a peaceful province. We are indeed a province of peace, stability, and tranquility. It is our goal as government that no one in this province should walk in fear of violence or any form of criminality. Working with the South African Police Services, General Cartel, and our community policing structures, we continue to make life unbearable for criminals. Our particular attention today is focused on gender-based violence. Gender-based violence has reached unprecedented levels of brutality and barbarism. Perpetrators of this violence are becoming more vicious with each day that passes. We have seen women being killed in their homes. Women are killed on the streets. Women are victimized at workplaces. And women are even killed at police stations for that matter, while reporting gender-based violence incidents. We simply cannot afford to hold our arms and watch as our women or women of our country become endangered species. I am inviting all sectors of our society, from the religious community, traditional leadership, NGOs, political parties, and everyone to join hands with government in confronting this vicious monster called gender-based violence. This is a fight we cannot afford to lose. Ladies and gentlemen. There is also a strong relationship between violence and substance abuse. The fight against the abuse of alcohol and drugs is also a fight for a peaceful and orderly society. This war will be taken to those who proliferate drugs in our communities. Working with the South African Police Services, we will continue to hunt those who manufacture and distribute this deadly substance to our children. We have seen what drugs such as Nyawupe have done to our children. We cannot continue to watch this episode unfold as if we are helpless. We will fight back and we will fight hard. Madam Speaker, Limpopo will continue to rise. We have started a journey of rebirth and renewal. We are emerging from the ashes of yesterday into the glory days of tomorrow. Like the phoenix, Limpopo will rise rejuvenated, re-energized, and refocused. However, our rise will not be mythological. Our rise shall be real and tangible. We will rise and arrive at a desired destination of a better life for all. Limpopo will rise to live up to the promise of our Constitution, the promise of equity and equality, the promise of social security, the promise of dignity, and indeed, the promise of prosperity. The signature mark of our rise shall be social development, economic growth, the creation of the much-needed jobs, and the reduction of unemployment, inequality, and poverty. The residents of Limpopo will feel the rise when they all have reliable access to water, when they all have access to decent sanitation facilities, when they are guaranteed food on the table every single day, when they go to sleep without a fear of crime or violent attack. They will feel this rise when they all have a roof over their heads. Through our collective effort and hard work, we will make Limpopo to rise from the desert of hunger and want to an oasis of abundance and prosperity. Let us continue the partnership to build the Limpopo one, a reborn and a rejuvenated Limpopo, a Limpopo which will rise high to the promise of freedom. I thank you.
Shall now call upon the Honorable Deputy Speaker to make announcement.
Thank you, Madam. Only two announcements to make. One is that we call with the regulations we then arrange food packs for members and invited guests. And our protocol team will direct members and invited guests where to those food packs. Secondly, just to let members know that the debate on the state of the province will be held on the 1st of March next week. And the oral opinion will then be spoken. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. This House is adjourned, as the Deputy Speaker has indicated, to Tuesday, 1st March 2022 at 10 hour even walk-home legislative term.
Hallelujah.
Smile for the camera. No, you just say you can smile for the camera.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah, I smiled. The camera, I'm sure. So you said I need to upgrade my tablet.
Update.
Maybe I can accept a new one. Never mind. You don't spoil every year, Mark.